Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith here at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with another edition of your weather hazard briefing. Today is Tuesday, April 30th. So technically speaking, meteorologically speaking, we do have an active week. We have an active weather pattern across the region, but it's not going to be that bad for all of you. I'd break this down as the pattern won't be terribly impactful for most, but some of you, there will be some specialized concerns depending on who you are and what you're doing here over the course of the next few days. So we broke this down into kind of 4 impacts that some of you may contend with here as we go forward. Number 1, cold morning temperatures. We have high confidence in those below freezing temperatures this morning. We're already seeing that at many weather stations out there. We might see a repeat of below freezing temperatures again Wednesday morning and again Thursday morning. Our confidence a little bit lower. That depends on cloud cover. If we do see a lot of cloud cover running around, that'll tend to act as a blanket and keep us warmer. But the official forecast right now is very close to that 32-degree mark. So not an impact for some, but if you do have early season planting that has gone on, crops, gardens, other plants outside, may need to take some precautions here for the next several mornings to keep those plants protected. Hazard number 2, moderate winds again today. A little bit less than yesterday, but it will again be breezy everywhere. And we are expecting maximum winds, west-southwest, sustained 20 to 30 miles an hour, gusting as high as 40 to 50 this afternoon and evening up across the Arco Desert area, Mud Lake, the Upper Snake Plain region. So particularly up in that area, do you drive high-profile vehicles, empty semi-trailers, or are there some of those loose outdoor items that might be better off brought inside before the winds ramp up this afternoon? These winds are not expected to be strong enough to cause damage or other problems, so not a problem for all of you, but for some of you, this is something you want to pay attention to here this afternoon and this evening. Number 3, some rain and snow shower activity. It'll be quite isolated today and tonight. I think predominantly dry for most of you actually today and tonight. But that coverage of shower activity will increase again tomorrow afternoon. That's Wednesday afternoon. And we'll throw some isolated thunderstorms back into the mix as well. So again, not terribly impactful on the large scale, but if you do have certain plans, will a shower or storm cause you some issues? Might be a period here you want to keep an eye on the radar as well as the forecast. And finally, there will be some snow out there. We're dealing with some pretty cool temperatures this week overall, and they actually will get colder here for a couple days. Snowflakes not out of the question anywhere, right down to lower elevations here in southeast Idaho. But as far as accumulating snowfall, and we're talking a dusting to as much as 2 to 3 inches, really looking for that above about 6,000 feet in our mountain areas, and especially back in the backcountry above pass level. Not really expecting travel impacts out of this. So again, for most of you, not a big deal. But if you are planning work or recreation in the backcountry or in some of those more mountainous areas, may be seeing just a little bit more snowfall than your neighbor. So for most of you, not a terrible week, no doom and gloom, but a few hazards to be aware of here depending on what your needs and concerns are. Breaking it all down here in the weather risk outlook, lots of yellow shading, kind of some minor risk activity here with those snow showers, with some cold temperatures, some breezy conditions. We did go with more of a moderate risk here in portions of the Snake Plain for today, just because, again, those windier conditions up across Arco, INL, Mud Lake, Idaho Falls, Rexburg may pose some challenges for higher profile vehicles driving this afternoon. Not out of the question. We're in the time of year we might see a little bit of blowing dust too. Really depends on the exact status of some of those fields out there as far as how the planting is going. Elsewhere, breezy conditions today, maybe a few rain and snow showers, but again, quite isolated today. Most of you will lean dry. As we step into tomorrow, Wednesday, again, some breezy conditions for some areas, particularly across the south here, the Snake Plain, the Magic Valley, down into the South Hills, the Southeast Highlands. Increasing chances for more widespread rain and snow shower activity, and we bring thunderstorms back to the forecast for the entire region. Right now, not looking at severe weather, but again, some garden variety thunderstorm activity, some heavier downpours, maybe some lightning in there, etc. for your Wednesday. Thursday, freezing temperatures potentially continuing here in our main corridor, our main agricultural corridor here up the eastern Magic Valley and Snake Plain. Elsewhere, rain and snow showers. Rain and snow showers Friday yet again. Warming temperatures, I'll show you that in a minute, for Saturday. And we might actually see a break during the day, but we have another system, coming into the region by evening. So right now, expecting at least some shower activity to start advancing in from the west Saturday evening. Take a quick review of yesterday. This is going to become more important as we get into fire season compared to now, as we're still early on. But where did we actually see thunderstorms? We were pretty lean. We were pretty modest on thunderstorm activity yesterday afternoon. You can see there were some cloud-to-ground lightning strikes indicated by the yellow dots down toward places like Soda Springs, Lava Hot Springs, out in Caribou County as well. But most of the region fared pretty well. Not really expecting any thunderstorm activity out of the very isolated showers we might see today. Again, we're holding for Wednesday for that activity returning. With all these hazards floating around, we do have a few watches, warnings, and advisories. So this dark purple shading here, we have highlighted our entire eastern Magic Valley and Snake Plain corridor with a freeze warning that remains in effect until 9 a.m. this morning. Again, protect the plants. Hopefully that's already been done here prior to waking up to these cold temperatures. But hiding underneath that freeze warning is also a wind advisory. And before I advance this graphic here, you can see our flood warning continues here for the Portneuf River from near Chesterfield Reservoir down through Lava Hot Springs, Inkom, and into Pocatello. Not going to hit on that too hard today. No major changes. We talked about that yesterday, but that is still out there. Now, hiding under this freeze warning, brand new wind advisory in effect for the Arco Desert, INL, Mud Lake, Rexburg, Idaho Falls region. This is in effect from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. this afternoon and evening. That is the period we're expecting the strongest winds. And again, breezy everywhere across the region, but this is where the strongest winds will reside. Current satellite loop this morning, a little bit of, you can see a couple little dots appearing here as the loop runs through. A little bit of stratus out there, but in general, pretty clear skies this morning, and that's allowing for very efficient cooling and those very cold temperatures that we're expecting to have an impact on agriculture and plants here this morning. Once again, nothing on the radar, nothing we're worried about here for the first part of the day until we get to some of those isolated hit and miss rain and snow showers this afternoon. Low temperatures this morning, here you go. Readings below freezing, near to below freezing just about everywhere across the entire region. High temperatures this afternoon, a little bit cooler than what we've seen the past couple days. You can see readings here ranging from about the mid-40s into the mid-50s. Of course, warmest readings as usual across the eastern Magic Valley, the Raft River region, Pocatello, Chalice and Salmon. A little bit warmer too up there in the valleys as we get into this afternoon, but a touch cooler overall. And a look at those winds. So sustained winds shown over here on the left. These are generally coming in out of the west-southwest. And you can see the entire region is breezy, but up here, again, across the Arco Desert, Mud Lake, Upper Snake Plain region, 20 to 30 mile an hour sustained winds are expected. And then over here on the right, wind gusts, gusting over 30 across most of the region, but we will see some gusts as high as 40 to 50 here. Again, same area, Arco Desert, Mud Lake, Upper Snake Plain region. So just be aware of that out of the west-southwest again this afternoon and evening. As we step into Wednesday, here's another round of cold temperatures. These are the morning lows shown over here on the left. Again, near to below freezing everywhere, assuming our models are doing a good job with that cloud cover. That'll be a little bit of a wild card. We'll monitor that. Do be on the lookout for additional freeze warnings the next couple mornings if our confidence is feeling good that we're going to actually achieve these temperatures. And over here on the right, very cool readings here by Wednesday afternoon, generally 40 to 50, probably the coldest readings of the week here across southeast Idaho. And again, Wednesday is a return to some isolated thunderstorm activity. No severe weather currently expected, but you can see most of our region here is shaded in the light green, and that's just a general risk of some thunderstorms during the afternoon and evening Wednesday. Going into Thursday, another shot here on the left of morning low temperatures at or below freezing. That'll be our, Monday morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, our third morning in a row of potentially some issues there for crops and gardens. And then over here on the right, we start to regain a few degrees for our high temperatures as we go into Thursday afternoon. Again, rain and snow showers still sticking around with this active weather pattern on Thursday. Friday, we gain a little bit more on temperatures, and you can see we start to back off just a little bit As far as those morning lows here in the Snake Plain in the Eastern Magic Valley, we may see readings bottoming out just above freezing. So starting to trend a little bit warmer here, a little bit safer for those plants, and high temperatures getting up into the 50s and 60s here during the afternoon on Friday. I'm going to show one more graphic here. A little bit of excitement if you're looking for a little taste of summer. Saturday. Here's our current high temperatures. Again, a break during the day, but another system coming in during the evening. But with that southerly flow out ahead of this next system moving in, we actually gain 10 or more degrees on the high temperatures according to our current model blend. Seeing widespread 60s for most of our population centers and possibly low 70s working into places like Shoshone, Jerome, Burley, over toward American Falls and Pocatello as well. Even 56 up in Island Park, 58 in Driggs, not bad. 68 up in Chalice, where usually warmer down there in the valley. So we'll keep an eye on trends here for Saturday. Maybe a fairly nice day, at least during the day, to kick off your weekend. We'll touch one more time on snowfall. Again, not a lot. This is total new snowfall for today, for Wednesday, for Thursday, all the way out into Friday morning. And while everybody has a chance to see some flakes, depending on exactly when showers move across your particular location, you can see accumulations are very light. It's going to be really difficult to get much accumulation on the roadway this time of year, particularly with the marginal temperatures. Highways up near Stanley and Galena, we'll keep an eye on. There may be some slick spots for brief periods of time, or up here toward Island Park, Pine Creek Pass, we'll have to keep an eye on as well. But in general, major travel impacts are not expected. Finally, I'll throw a plug in here. We have announced that we are holding 2 virtual Skywars spotter training classes. By virtual, I mean online. These are not in-person classes, but this gives everyone who's looking for Skywars spotter training the opportunity to attend. We're looking for more of you to report weather to us here across our Southeast Idaho forecast area. So these are open to anyone. There's no pre-registration required. We have a weekend morning option coming up here this Saturday, May 4th, from 10 a.m. to noon. And the link to join is shown right here on the slide. And this particular graphic is on our Facebook and Twitter pages as well. And it's also on our website at weather.gov/Pocatello. So you should be able to find this easily. Again, no pre-registration. Just show up, click the link if you're interested in training with us. And we have a weekday evening option coming up on Tuesday, June 4th, about a month from now. That'll be 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the same link. So anyone with an interest in the weather, helping your community, you want to report severe and significant weather conditions to us, we're really looking for your help here as we head into our spring storm season. And that's it. A lot going on, but for some of you, not a big deal, fairly modest impacts over the course of the week. But if you are sensitive to those cold temperatures, some of those windy conditions, showers, snow, do keep these conditions in mind here as we go over the next several days. That's it for your hazard briefing. As always, feel free to reach out to us here at the office with the information shown on this slide. And everyone have an outstanding Tuesday.